Ray Liotta has starred in one Martin Scorsese movie as the leading man in Goodfellas. Though he has had great parts in films here and there, such as in Copland, his role in the hit mob drama remains the one he is most famous for. Needless to say then, Liotta's head was turned when Scorsese's latest project, another gangster movie called The Irishman featuring Robert De Niro, Al Pacino and Joe Pesci, began gaining traction. As I showed in another video, Liotta expressed interest in playing a part in the film, humorously suggesting he'd be willing to take a small role where he walks in, beats up all three leads and then walks back out. Liotta mentioned the film again in another interview, this time with Business Insider in June. The interview itself is brief but quite a good one. Liotta talks about his career, getting started in the business, the influx of superhero movies and the difference between movie and TV roles. Naturally, the conversation turned towards his part in Goodfellas, after which The Irishman was brought up. His interviewer asked, "Are you a little bummed you're not in the Scorsese movie coming to Netflix, The Irishman?" Liotta replied, "At first I was, definitely. I don't know, I guess I wasn't their cup of tea because I have never really done a movie for him since. No, there was something in The Departed that could have happened, but I had a movie I was already committed to, so I couldn't get out of it." "Who would you have played?" asked the interviewer. To which Liotta replied, "It doesn't matter." He was then asked, "Of all the memorable actors who've worked with Scorsese, you're one of the few who's worked with him only once." Liotta said, "The parts were just never right. I have seen every movie that he's done and I can't say, oh fuck, I should have been doing that. Like The Wolf of Wall Street, who am I going to play?" The interviewer agreed, saying, "Hugo, who are you going to play in that?" Liotta then laughed, saying, "Hugo, that's a good movie. Shame nobody went to see that. That was a really good movie. Ben Kingsley was great, but I'll be interested to see The Irishman." The interviewer then mentions the de-aging aspect, in that the likes of Robert De Niro and Al Pacino will be digitally de-aged using state-of-the-art CGI. Liotta said, "Yeah, it's really going into a new thing of aging these people back. Everybody in the movie is pretty much in their 70s, so once I saw that I was like, oh, of course I wouldn't be asked. He's going to work with Joe and Bob and Harvey and Al Pacino." And that's pretty much all that was covered in the interview in regards to The Irishman. The role in The Departed, in case you're wondering, is thought to be the part of loudmouth cop Dignam, who was played in the end by Mark Wahlberg. I would have loved to see Liotta in the role. Personally, I found Wahlberg to be really irritating in the movie, and I can see Liotta seamlessly slipping into the part. So clearly Liotta is disappointed he didn't get the call from Scorsese. I'm sure there were a vast number of actors clamouring for a part in the film, seeing as though it's likely to be a classic and will surely be the last Scorsese gangster film. I guess it could have been cool to see Liotta in the movie, and part of the attraction is the magnificent cast that Scorsese has put together, many of whom are famous for their mob flicks. But at the end of the day, I feel that an actor should only be in a movie if he's right for the role, not if he's worked with a director previously, or is close friends with him, or just really wants to be in a movie. The film comes first, and if there was no role for Liotta, then unfortunately for him that's tough, but that's life. His comments about The Wolf of Wall Street though suggest he is aware of this and his head is screwed on properly. It seems he watches Scorsese's movies and understands why he was never offered a role because no part suited him, showing he understands his abilities as an actor. And at the end of the day, he'll always have Goodfellas. Thanks for watching.